want to marry me? You want to marry me?
Give me the money.
Good morning. Today we are talking about a very serious matter. This is why we go to a very serious surrounding. We are in a little cafe on the Dowery road, just near my restaurant, and we're going to talk about something that concerns you. Today we're talking about the sinsot when you get married. I know the Westerners, they're not very comfortable with it, but for your sweetheart, you have to pay a sinsot. Peter, what is a sinsot?
Sinsot. Basically, I think English people might call it a dowry sometimes.
See, that's right.
A dowry, so yeah, it's where when you get married, it's an amount of money that you're going to have to give to the girl's family in order for them to accept the marriage.
Yeah, and don't forget that that family has raised that girl and that girl for many, many years, and now she's ready to get married, and for them it's a reward.
Yeah, kind of
thing. No,
well,
because
I think in the old times, I think where it comes from was that girl was like a breadwinner in the family. She's bringing money in, so when you marry her, you're taking her from her family into your family. So the girl's family, they want an amount of money. So
you are stealing the breadwinner.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to compensate.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't forget one thing is that
traditionally,
that girl, your sweetheart that you're going to marry, she knows of the tradition of the sinsot that has been going on for hundreds of years, and there's so much expectation from her. The family expect the money to come in thanks to her. The neighbors, of course, the neighbors, they're going to laugh. If they're going to laugh, the girl is going to lose her face at the same time.
I think it's become like a face-saving exercise almost.
It's very delicate.
In recent years, I mean, because obviously now it's not so much that you're taking a breadwinner that would have worked on the farm for them, that kind of thing. That doesn't happen anymore. It's more of a face-saving exercise. You're giving them money, and also, have you been to a wedding?
Oh yes, many times.
And you see where they show the money. It's all for show.
They show off the money.
They walk through the village. They have all the money.
The family is so proud. They show off. That's what they love to do in the countryside. They show off the money. They show off the gold. They show off everything. So whatever you do, if you love your tirak, either you've been with her for 3 days or 3 years and you want to marry her, you're laughing. Sometime after 3 days they want to get married. If you love your tirak, you have to be ready to pay for that sinsot. And what's the price?
I've heard of them. I've heard of them being as low as like 10. It's been like.
And what's the price?
I've heard of them being as low as like 10, 20,000 when it's, let's say when it's a
10,000 baht?
Yeah, when it's a Thai couple, when it's a Thai guy, especially when the girl's previously been married, maybe she's got kids from a previous relationship, things like that.
That's a point after to talk about.
Then it would just be like a token amount, maybe a 10,000, 20,000, just an amount of money.
When it's a foreigner?
When it's a foreigner, then it's a different matter, yeah. When it's a falang, especially if it's an older guy, and because it's almost, if it's an older guy with a younger girl, almost to compensate for the embarrassment of that, because when it's an older guy with a younger girl, the village knows that the girl's probably a bar girl or something like that, so they need to be able to come back and be like, yeah, but look how much money we've got. So they're going to ask for some serious cash, and I've heard of million bahts.
Oh, it depends. It depends on the family, on where they've been raised and everything.
Yeah, this
of course, if she's like a Howard educated girl, you're gonna pay masha. But if it's a normal girl, a normal working girl, I think it's 100,000 baht or 200,000 baht.
The norm would be in 100,000, couple 100,000. But I think the highest sinsots I've heard of are when not when it's an educated girl from a good family, but rather when it's like a bar girl from a bad family marrying a Western guy. That's when they start asking for the serious cash. They want like 1 million baht and 10 baht of gold. To compensate for the embarrassment of what they've done, and also to show like, because they're a poor family, but they're trying to show we're not poor anymore. Look, now we've made it, that kind of thing.
And plus the neighbors, they love gossiping. So, but anyway, so if you love your tirak, you will have to pay for it. There is no escape. Now, for that money, what do you get?
What do you get?
Well, you get the respect from the family.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean,
it's expensive price.
Yeah, it's an expensive bit of respect, but yeah, the family will respect you if you give them the money. I mean, generally speaking, now in the last say 20 years or so, the money is for show. You're showing the money, and then after the wedding, the family would actually give the money back to the couple. They're not just going to take the money.
In principle,
It usually happens, yeah, but you do tend to find, or you hear stories of when guys maybe haven't been here that long, aren't familiar with the customs, and that's when the family will start keeping the money. But yeah, it's supposed to be given back to the couple, but yeah, it doesn't always happen. If they can get away with it, they're going to keep it.
And again, if this is the only money you have, and you intend to come in Thailand and open a business, and you marry a girl, and then suddenly you have to pay, so automatically the family is taking money from you, is that money that you actually saved up to open a business with your tirak.
Well, you see, it's ironic because part of the tradition was that you're showing the money to show that you've got the capacity to look after your new wife. But if you give your money to the family, suddenly you haven't got any money. You know, you're giving all your money away to show that you have got money, and then you've not got any money. So yeah, it's kind of a bit backwards if you do keep the money.
I think you are trapped. You are trapped only because you love your tirak and you don't want her to lose her face. You know, as I said, it's a tradition of hundreds of years. But 10 years ago in Hua Hin, in the Bintabat area, when you will buy a bar, a simple bar, and make some business, you will have to buy the bar. So whoever sells the bar, you buy it from him. Plus, you had to pay a key money to the landlord that can go up to 1 million. And that was a tradition. This was it. There was no discussion. You just pay your key money because that's the way of doing business.
Things changed, don't they?
But things have changed.
Yeah,
because nowadays, there is barely the rent to pay. There is no more key money. It's all gone. So that was a tradition, but a tradition that has died.
Yeah.
But the sinsot has not.
It's changed, hasn't it? It's changed. It's almost become, it's like we said, it used to be a practical thing. You're giving the money to the family because they needed it. Now it's like it's just a face-saving exercise. It's just a way of them showing off. But yeah, some families will keep it, some won't. So it's just changed. It's evolved.
That's the way it is. So basically, your tirak says to you, you have to pay my sinsot. How much? 200,000.
You negotiate it, as well, should say. It will be a negotiation.
Meet the parents, or like the movie, there's a movie, Meet the Parents. And then you meet the parents, you negotiate, but you can't really negotiate again because your tirak.
But they do though. The Thais would negotiate.
What is the difference between negotiating like in Africa with goats and sheep? And here with a gold, what's the difference? There's no difference.
You're negotiating for the girl, which I think a lot of people would feel awkward about. It's almost like you're buying your wife. I mean, they call it a bride price in some places. So it is like you're buying your wife.
Modern tigers, some of them refuse to the sinsot because they say they are not a car to be sold.
Yeah, it's like objectifying themselves.
Yes. So there's no escape. That's for your tirak. If you love her and you want to get married, you'll have to pay for the sinsot. How much it is? We said it can be 200,000 baht. And then what can you do? What will you do? What can you do?
You can negotiate it.
Negotiate?
Here's a good one. What would you do then if you've got, say for you, you're in a relationship. Let's say you wanted to get married and the family asks for an amount of money that you've not got. Say you've genuinely not got $1 million baht.
So
what would you do?
Don't forget, you cannot escape, but don't forget to negotiate.
Yeah, you can negotiate.
Don't forget to save some money if the woman is not as fresh as she's supposed to be. If she had children.
If she's got children.
Been married before.
Yeah, you shouldn't be much of a dowry if they've got previous relationships, things like that. You should be paying a lot less.
Forget what we say if you are in love, because that's what happened now.
Although I would say, in defense of the sinsot, if you were to get married in a Western country, it's going to cost you like what? Say in England, 20,000, 30,000 pounds.
Diamond ring and everything.
Your rings, you might end up spending 30, 40,000 pounds. So if you're getting married here, you can't expect it's going to cost you nothing. You're going to have, let's say in euros or pounds, say like 5,000, 10,000 at least to one side for it. So it's still a lot cheaper than what you would pay in a Western country if you were getting married. I know a lot of Westerners are kind of against the idea because it's like you're buying a wife.
Of course.
But you compare it to the West, it's actually a lot cheaper.
And don't forget, it's a Thai tradition, so you're not supposed to be comfortable with it because it's not your tradition. You have yours already. But in Thailand, for the sake of your tirak, your girlfriend, of your love, you have to go with the flow and make sure you don't hurt her in the way by trying to save 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pounds.
I think if you refused it, you would cause a real well, they just wouldn't marry you. Even if you think you've got a great relationship, if they wanted you to be paying a dowry, if you flat out refused it and said, no, that's not my culture, I don't do that, you're going to ruin your relationship. They're going to leave you. It would be that big a deal, I think.
Yes. But actually, me, I would love to hear from people. I would love leave some comment. What did you have to do to marry your girlfriend? Did you manage to save some money?
Yeah.
Did you manage to invite the whole village at the wedding? Did you have to pay for the sinsot and the wedding and the food for the wedding and the food for the neighbors?
Yeah.
How
I'd
was
like
that
to know,
costly at the end?
I'd like to know total costs of a Thai wedding versus total costs of Western weddings. Because when you read online, people say the average wedding in European countries is like 30,000 euros a pound. So what's the total cost here? I think it'll be a lot less, even with the sinsot.
And then with all those gathered information, we will do a next video. But that kind of video is the video you have to take seriously because you are going to get married. You love your Tirak.
The next video, Philippe is going to get married and we'll see how much he pays for a sinsot.
Me, I already paid my sinsot after. This is another point actually of negotiating.
Yeah, go.
I've been helping the family for the next 10 years and we're not talking about 1 million or 2 million. Now they've got the land. And so actually if I want to get married, I already paid my sinsot. I've already paid my sinsot.
But the point is, it's not the cash, is it?
I know.
It is showing the money to the neighbors,
so
to everyone.
That you never know. They might
you can't escape it.
Imagine they might come up. So before I actually ask to marry my girl, I will actually list, there's a car, there's a land,
doesn't matter.
Thing. I will actually make my list.
But from their point of view, they're thinking, so she's got this rich falang, we need to get some serious cash out of him.
I'm the poorest man on the planet Earth. So
they need to get cash from him. They're thinking he's giving us this money.
Don't do the mistake I've done. Marry the girl first, because me, I've been with mine for 10 years and I've paid for so much things. So marry the girl first, then sinsot is out of the way and you don't have anything to pay anymore except your normal life. See you on the next video. Don't forget to leave some comment. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye. Thank you.